How's everybody doing tonight? Now, by a show of hands, how many people in here know what a podcast is? All right, so that makes me feel like I was the only one who didn't even know about anything. Well, I'm a filmmaker, and I got together with three individual guys where we wanted to showcase podcasting by doing a documentary. Now, I had no clue at all what a podcasting was. I didn't even know it even existed, but I knew there was a lot of people who had a lot of special messages out there. So me and a group of buddies got together and we said, hey, let's make a documentary, and that's exactly what we're going to do. So we got together by the head of Chris Krimitsos, and he said, you know what, I've been doing this for a while, and I want people to understand and learn the backgrounds of why people are really doing podcasting and what's their message. So I wanted to delve in that too as a filmmaker. So what we did is we went around Florida and we interviewed a lot of interesting people like Lee Silverstein. Lee Silverstein actually is going through a situation where he was diagnosed and he wants to use his podcast to actually enlighten people that they can keep going on no matter what ailments that they have or no matter what stuff that they're going through, that they can still keep having the energy and power to move and go on. And that actually touched me. And what I learned from Lee is that there's more stuff here than just somebody getting in front of a mic and talking. Now, we went all the way over to Ocala and ended up talking to one of the Horse Radio Network guys, Glenn the Geek. Now, Glenn the Geek is a very interesting guy. Now, by the show of hands, how many people in here know about horses? Or any backgrounds about horses? All right. So I was on this show and I learned a lot about horses, especially this thing called sheathing. So that was something brand new. And if nobody knows about what that is, please Google it because it's definitely a great icebreaker. So once we talked to Glenn, he let us know everything that has to do about horses. And then I wanted to see exactly what the female perspective was. So who better to talk to than Katie Krimitsos herself? She enlightened and let us know that podcasting is much more than what people think. So the guys and I, we went all the way over to Miami, and we wanted to see other podcasters and really get to know what their story is. So we talked to Danny Pena. Danny Pena has Gamer Tag Radio. Now, Gamer Tag Radio talks about video games that are coming out, exclusive stuff that nobody ever would know before it even would hit the market. And so we had Neil, one of our guys, go out there to LA with Danny, and they ended up talking to some of the big heads, and they were just enlightened about how many things were coming to the video game world that normally you and I would not know until they got there, and that's all due to podcasting. So podcasting, to me, from the outsider in, has really educated and made me see another world that I didn't even know existed. And I say to you, if you don't know what podcasting is, please look into it, because it's much more than what somebody is saying in front of a mic. You wouldn't believe the kind of stories and the background that drives these people to do these podcasts will just move you. So as a filmmaker, I wanted to showcase that. I wanted to show that this is a community that has a family, and I wanted to show that through a very artistic way. So me and the guys got together in a group, and we said, you know what? We started this by just putting it up there and just saying, hey, let's go ahead and just make the community come together in a podcasting documentary. There you go, splat. You guys love it. There you go. But as we kept going further, we realized there's much more of a hardcore, heartfelt story in the background. And we knew that this had to be shown in a non-basic way. We wanted to show the emotion, the compassion, the education, and the entertainment that came behind that. So then that way the audience can see that this is more than just somebody sitting in their basement and just cutting on the mic and talking. It's more about the emotion and the feeling that's driving them to talk to you, to talk to me, and to talk to the world. And that just simply floored me. So the message itself is something that's more important than I think even the podcasters even realize, because we all have a story in here. We all went through something, and we all want to teach our children and the community the things that we've learned, so that way it can inspire others to do something greater or to just think about a different way of life. So I'm Willie Harper. And this is The Messengers. And if you don't know about a podcast, please look into it because we all have a message to speak about.